Look, Hector, I don't know what to tell you, man. Well, if anything clears up, you better let me know, alright? Welcome to Sippin Truth. Bob, have you get this report's done yet?
Why, hello, everybody.
Hello. We're back.
Canaan.
Anna here.
Welcome to Sippin' Truth.
Welcome to season 2.
That's what I was looking for. Welcome to season 2 of the Sippin' Truth, everybody.
Yeah. And we are sipping on, I have a mango pear. What do you
For
got?
those who are listening, we're drinking Lover Boys. I have the pineapple hibiscus Lover Boy.
Is it good?
It's fine. It's fine.
Ooh, just fine.
But how much alcohol is in here? It doesn't really...
4%.
4%?
Yeah. It's only 90 calories and 0 grams of sugar, which is great.
And I knew that when I bought them.
Yeah. So thank you for being mindful.
Yeah.
Considerate. Very
Demure.
demure of you.
I could hear Brenny, or I could see Brenny rolling her eyes right now. Like, oh my God, that's already like 2 months. Hey, we're back though, everybody.
We're back, baby.
I know a lot of you have been asking, especially Bex. Shout out to Bex.
Shout out, Bex.
Thank you for letting us know that you wanted to hear more.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a busy month. It's been over a month since we've released an episode, but
Probably more than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think July 26th was the last episode.
Oh, he marked it.
Yeah. I marked it somewhere in my brain, in my database
Yeah.
here. But we have a lot of stuff to talk about this episode, which is going to be really fun. Of course, the episode titled Live, Laugh, Love.
Yes.
We usually don't name the episodes until after, but this time we knew.
Let's just start with love. How about what's going on in your love life?
What? Whoa! Right out the gate. Holy cow.
I only
I
say
need a drink.
I only say this because when we were getting ready and putting everything together,
Yeah.
we were going through like what we wanted to talk about, and then in the category of love, Kanan turns around, he's like, "So, what do you want to talk about in your love life? You got anybody special?" And I'm like, "No, next topic."
Next. No, nothing as of right now. Nothing to like, I am like communicating with people.
Communicating. The recently deceased.
I swear by my dead mother's soul.
I'm gonna leave
We
it
don't,
at that.
we don't need to talk
We're
about
gonna
it.
leave it at
Yeah,
that.
we don't need to talk about it.
But
But
what is communication?
exactly, via text, via FaceTime, via voice memos. Are you guys writing letters?
That would be.
Are you
cool.
writing letters with anybody?
No.
Did you ever write a letter to anybody?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, I'm a product of the '90s, and like writing letters was
Yeah.
something that, like, even to this day, if there was someone who I was like,
A pen pal?
yeah, I think I would write every now and then. Yeah, as of right now, no, just chilling.
But you know that what I really appreciate, now more so, is like back in the old days, like mainly because like I watched like Game of Thrones and like House of Dragons, but you know how they would stamp like the letters?
Yeah, with
I
those
thought that
wax seals.
Yeah, with the wax seals, I thought that was so cool.
You could buy those,
I
People make them
know.
on Etsy all the time. You can get like
True.
custom lettering and stuff too.
I just thought that was really cool. Okay,
I
carry
think
on.
it's a cool idea, but you wouldn't do it yourself. But like
Yeah,
if someone
no.
sent you a letter and it had
Yes.
a wax seal on it, you'd be like,
If you want to send me a letter, my address is beep 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 beep. Please.
it's funny because I could have just censored it, but you kind of,
Anyways, carry on.
All right, yeah. So nothing in the love department, but I did have the opportunity to officiate and help marry a couple close friends of mine, Kevin and Kelly. They live out in San Diego.
Congratulations, by the way.
Congratulations. Boo, 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 boo. It was great. I took a train to San Diego and I hung out with them for a couple days before the wedding. And it was, it was mainly like low key and chill. There wasn't like too much like stress leading up to the wedding. And
Can I ask you a question real quick? Sorry.
sure, I love questions.
How did they ask you? Because like in a bridal party, like a lot of the times, like the women and the men like do something special to like, okay, I want you to be in my bridal party.
Yeah.
I would love to hear like how they asked you.
It was probably the most magical way you could do it. Okay.
With the letter stamped.
So we were all at Disneyland.
Okay.
So this was probably back. What was
At the
last
magical
year?
place on Earth.
Yeah, magical
Okay.
place on Earth. But we had ridden some rides, and, and they had just recently gotten engaged.
Got
so
it.
I was like, oh, like this will be a fun way to celebrate. And so at some point we get to, there's a specific like winery in California adventure, and they had made a reservation. I was like, oh, hell yeah. So the three of us were sitting there eating, having a fun time talking about life, updating,
Right.
whatever. And then they're like, hey, so like, we're getting married, and would you be interested in like officiating? I don't know if it was phrased exactly like that.
Right.
But it was something like, whoa, like I was taken aback and be like, oh my God, I'm like so honored. I was so excited. It like, absolutely.
If anybody needs to get married and needs an officiant, right here.
Yeah. And I'll explain some benefits in a moment of why I'd be a good officiant. People leading up to the wedding, they're like, well, are you nervous? This is your first time? I'm like, I'm not really worried about it. Just because the job that I do requires a lot of public speaking, so I'm not like too nervous. And
Even though there's really nobody in the crowd ever, but.
Hey, sometimes
And you all know what I mean.
sometimes it's nice to just talk to myself, like get a little pep talk with myself every once in a while.
Yes.
Teach myself something.
There you go.
And then I said my little thing in the beginning, like, hey, put your phones away. The ceremony was 5 minutes long.
That's what you're telling me, yeah.
That's how long it took. Yeah, so from like, all right, the bride's walking down the aisle to the hello everybody, because Kevin and Kelly, they've been living together for a long time, like, and they have like a life already built together.
Right.
So it's just like, it's kind of more of the official, like, let's just actually get it in writing and everything. Everybody was like, I brought the humor, I brought the speed, the quickiness, and people were very grateful, because then cocktail hour started right away.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was a blast.
That's
It
good.
was a McBlast.
Yeah. You were out there for a while.
Yeah, and shout out to Shayla and Tyler. They when I had gotten there at San Diego, Tyler was like, oh, hey, yeah, I listened to your podcast. I really like it. I was like, I was taken aback because I didn't, he didn't reach out to, he's never reached out to me to tell me that, like, oh, your podcast is so good. But
He's one of our millions of followers.
yeah,
Oh,
one of
awesome.
our millions.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So shout out to you, the both of you. I always love stuff like that, because it feels like it's like the Avengers team up, where all of your friends from different, like that would probably never cross paths ever again all together. It's just like, yeah, I think it's like cool.
Oh, that's cool. But I mean, the hot topic. What are the benefits?
To what?
You said there's benefits of being an officiant.
Yeah, I'm really quick and I'm really funny.
Oh, that's what she said.
Oh God. I mean,
Oh,
true.
so there
Also
isn't-
true.
there's like not a discounted Cracker Barrel or something like that.
What? Just kind of. Because I'm white? Is that a white
I
thing?
didn't say that.
It was
but-
implied. You didn't have to.
But that's really cool. Well, if anybody needs a quick wedding, this guy.
You're forgetting about the humor part.
And the humor part.
Humor.
Gotcha.
And I even warned them before time, like, hey, this is going to be pretty standard, pretty quick.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, that's fine. That's how we want it. So I was like, perfect. Less stress on me. Because I think it doesn't make sense to, I mean, depends on the crowd, but it was kind of a smaller group of like maybe not even 30, 40 people. But to be
Okay.
like, love is,
Right.
we're here today. Love is all around. It's the definition of love. I'm like, just get on with it, man.
Didn't want to do a whole Princess Bride speech?
Marriage. Oh my God. Marriage brings us together today. Hey, if you
Movie
get
on
married,
that.
that's happening. If you have me officiate at your wedding, if I'm not would I be part of the wedding? Would I be if you got married? Would I be a bridesmaid?
No, you would be a flower girl.
Nice.
But you said you would love to do that.
Well, yeah.
No, actually,
I'd be
I
a flower
couldn't.
girl, or
Nala would have
I
to
would
be
just
my flower
officiate.
girl.
Just let me
Baxter would be
officiate.
my ring bearer. Sure,
Anyway.
you'd be in the party. It'd be long and drawn out. I'd be like, I want the longest you can make this.
Oh my God, that'd be crazy. That'd be like an hour long. Oh, You know what would be funny too is like I would be like, all right, for the next hour, and then everybody would laugh, and then
And then it's really like the hour.
It would actually be an hour long.
It'd be horrible.
Now it is time of the ceremony where they mix the sands together.
I'm sure there is something like that.
We'll get every traditional wedding thing all in one. And then they're going to sign the papers right here and now during the ceremony. Oh, I could. That would be a funny joke.
It's going to be a blast. All right, well, we'll see what happens.
We got some ideas. Well, let's cut back to August. All right.
Okay.
We did some more activities, more 5Ks. You want to talk about that for a little bit? No, I do not. Do you remember that we did a 5K?
Of course, I was there. I ran it.
Well, you did an 8K.
I did an 8K. Yeah, that's right. We did. We decided to sign up for another one, and it was really cool because I was talking about it at work, and our dear friend Andy was just like, you guys always sign up for these. I was like, you should do it with us. And he actually signed up to do it with us. I was really quite surprised. I shouldn't say, no, I was surprised just because I did. It was a far trek. It was in Long Beach compared to where he lives. But yeah, you and him decided to do the 5K. Me and Brenda decided to do the 8K. And it was great. I had such a good time.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been trying to be more active, trying to, like, not go into the gym, not do anything too crazy, but, like, I do like to go on walks. And not accidentally, I intentionally park my car far away sometimes from my apartment so I could just get a little walk in. Not today, though. It is hot.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah, so that was kind of my prep work. And Andy, well, before we actually talk about how it went, maybe we should go through the prep with Andy and Brendan, and let's hear their journey.
What's up, Sippin' Truth? To prep for the 8K, the night before, I went out with Anna's sister. It was totally platonic and not in a weird way, but she did get me drunk. And then we went to In-N-Out. So, as you can imagine, by the time I was getting home, I was feeling awful. And then, because I got home so late and had to wake up so early, I didn't sleep that well. You know, I didn't get a lot of good sleep. So I just, I woke up and got in the car and said a quick prayer to the Beverly Center fitness champion, Ariana. She didn't respond. So then I just had to sort of convince myself that I was ready to be in the running vibe. I did that by talking to myself out loud. Hey, man, you're in the running vibe. And then I kicked Anna's butt.
Wow. He beat me by like 4 minutes. That's something not to be proud of. Wow. But I guess for what you did the night before, well, one, don't blame my sister. You had a choice. You could have said, no, I have a race the next day. I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
And she did text me and was just like, we're going to go out. Do you want to? And I'm like, absolutely not. I have to be up at like 4 a.m. I'm not going out.
Right.
Do you want anything from In-N-Out? Absolutely not.
I don't want me to die?
Yeah, I don't want any of that junk in my stomach right before this race.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I remember in our loop coming back, essentially, because I was looking for Brendan, essentially, I wanted to just make sure that I can see him from a distance. Mm-hmm. And I remember he was looping back, and I turned, or I should say, I turned to, like, wave at him, and I was like, and he had the look of just, like, pure, like, I'm gonna die. His face was, like, beet red. He looked like he was struggling in pain.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, there was at some point when he was looping back, because, like, I walked, and just spoiler, Andy, like, passed me, and he actually, like, he did a little bit more of a run, and then would walk and run and walk. I just did a walk the whole way. But at some point, Brendan, like, caught up to me, because I still hadn't finished my 5K, and Brendan was doing his 8K, and he, like, stopped by me, and he's just like, I need to take a breather. Yeah, so, yeah, he was just sweating like crazy. Poor guy.
Not poor guy. There was basically like In-N-Out sweating out of his pores and alcohol sweating out of his pores.
That's true.
And I remember at one point finishing and seeing you. So I think I yelled to you. And then as I was going past you, I just remember you were just like, you want a snack? I'm like, no, need to finish.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to snack. I mean, my 5K, it was great. I walked. I did a lot of reflecting. I had my iPod with me, just listening to music. And, I ended up, like, just writing down life goals for the next 5 years. And it was just
in your notes app?
Yeah, my notes app. Just like, I don't know. It was just because the sun was rising where we were.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just kind of beautiful. And I was just like, this is my time to be alone. with my thoughts.
Well, literally everyone like next to him is like,
What a day.
I'm here alone with my thoughts.
Yeah. Let's also hear from Andy.
So my preparation for the 5K that I did was I went to the gym a couple of times and ran on the treadmill like 2 days leading up to the event. My plan was to like run a minute and then walk 2 minutes and run a minute, which I pretty much stuck to. And I thought I was doing pretty good until like the last few minutes when Brendan passed me and he was doing the 8K. So he was like way further ahead of me. But I finished and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And it was a goal of mine to do the 5K. So I was happy I did it. And I think I was like 65th out of 74 people. And I was last in my age group. But I did it.
Brilliant work.
Yeah. What did you finish at?
71 out of 74
That's
people.
fine. You weren't last.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if you
that's
were
true.
last, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, but now I feel bad for the 3 other people because I walked the whole time. I don't know where they were, but it's getting to the point now where I'm just like, I enjoy doing 5Ks a lot more.
Well, like I go to the gym pretty consistently. And me and Brendan right now have this thing as because we're hoping potentially in a few months, so in November, to run a half marathon down in Joshua Tree, that whatever I run, he would match and do more, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So essentially, if I ran 3, then he would run like 3.1, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, this is a little TMI, but I shared this with him, so I'll just share it with everybody
Shit
else.
your pants?
No.
I don't know.
I wouldn't share that with with anybody.
I don't know what TMI means to you, but we're about to find out.
Okay. Since I've been running pretty consistently, I usually have the same shoes that I wear. I just actually got a new pair. But anyway, I don't know what happened this day at the gym. I had to go for a long run. He ran a certain mileage, so I had to do more than that. So I was already setting myself up for that. But I don't know if it was the shoe and the sock and maybe the combination of both the shoe and the sock that day. But like my toe was really hurting when I was running. Like it was really hurting. Like there was like pressure on my nail or something. And I just fought through it.
Oh, God.
And then when I didn't look at it that day. Like I didn't like check it. Like it just slipped my mind. Like I took a shower or whatever. Then like 2 days later, I looked at it and it was all purple.
Oh, my God.
And there was like dried blood underneath.
Anna. Oh, God.
And I think it might eventually just fall off. But yeah, I shared that with him, and I figured I'd share it with everybody else. That's how much of a commitment I'm making for this.
You need either different shoes.
It's my third toe.
Oh.
It's my nail's still there, but it's purple.
Shriveling.
Like if people, and no one needs to see it unless you're into that sort of thing, I'll charge you.
Feet finder. Oh, my God.
Hey, listen. I'm not going to yuck the yum if that's what you're into.
That's true. That's true.
If you want to see a toeless third toe.
Oh, wait, there's no...
No, there's a toe there still. I mean, there's a toenail.
It's like, what the fuck?
It went totally sub. So I lost my toe. No.
Your toe just fell off.
No, the toenail, it's still there. I've like tried to see if I can like pull the nail back if it would come off, but no, it still looks like it's attached. It just looks really weird.
Yeah, you might need to get
But I went for a run today and we did 6 miles with my sister today. So shout out Becca for doing that with me.
That's great.
Toenail's still hanging on. You have any TMI stories you want to share about running?
About running?
Yeah.
Well, the day that we did the 5K, I really needed to shit so bad before we even started.
Wait, this last one we did at Long Beach?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I have time to go to the porta potty right by the.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I didn't want to potentially risk like I don't like being late for the 5K. It was around the time when we were like stretching by the.
We literally went to the restroom before we walked back over. You're an idiot.
I have this bathroom.
Irritable bowel syndrome?
No. I have this kind of You know, when you're like nervous to like.
Yeah, but I
don't
think
want
everybody.
people knowing that I'm taking, like, if I took a long time, I don't want people to be making fun of me for like, oh yeah, you took a shit, huh?
And then you just be like, yeah, and
Easier for you to say, right?
everybody has that before like a run. You get excited.
Yeah.
We had coffee right before the run.
The runs.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Actually, I did have to stop. I think I told you in the middle of the run because I had to use the bathroom so bad, and I thought I was really gonna be able to make it through the whole race, and I had to stop. I finally found like the porta potty station to go to the restroom. Porta potty. If I didn't, I probably would have saved like 2 or 3 minutes, and I probably would have been right next to Brendan.
Yeah.
So I actually, yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Well, there's even like I'm just so self-conscious about it. Like,
You have a bidet. You could have just pulled it out.
well, it wasn't my bag, but but like there was a time where, you know, I was really into someone, and like I had slept over at their house, and then I like
Oh,
waited.
that's the worst.
Yeah, and it's like I have to go, but I'm not gonna take a shit in this person's
You can't do
bathroom,
that.
right?
No.
So like I made an excuse to like go to Carl's Jr. To like get a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
And then I would just go there.
Just blew up Carl Jr. And you're probably like, you know what it reminds me of?
please
Dumb and
do.
Dumber.
Like in the
When I forget his name, Lloyd.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
of them.
when they gave him a laxative, right, or
Yeah.
something like that, and he's just like blowing it up. That. But afterwards, I would have probably felt so dirty. I'd been like, I gotta go home and take a shower. Maybe I'll come back. I don't know.
That's so tough.
Excuse me, I need to toot.
The amount, I mean, that does happen too. Like the amount of times that you like go out and then like when you get in your car, immediately you just let it rip on the way home like a Beyblade. Speaking of laughing, we've been laughing a lot. One of my friends, Erica Rhodes, she's a comedian. She was performing at America's Got Talent
Heyo.
this past week, and she was like, you know, she had some extra tickets, and she was like, "Hey, would you like?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I ended up going, but forgetting how it's a televised thing, and the amount of energy that you have to bring.
Right.
It was just something I was not comfortable with at all, because it was just like, all right, pretend you're like at a sporting event.
I think that would be something you would love.
But you have to clap the whole time.
Oh, you're not a big clapper?
Yeah, no, but then also
Clap them cheeks.
But but that's a clap.
Or you're clenching them because, you know.
Clench and clap. That's my specialty.
Oh
But
my
anyway,
God.
but like this was like another degree of energy. Like literally, like it felt very culty to the fact that people were like standing up in their seats, like dancing crazy, and I'm just like, I'm just here to support my friend. They're like, we got T-shirts, and people are, you know, out there like wailing their arms because they want to be behind the judges on camera. And I'm just like, I'm gonna clap when I need to, whenever the camera's rolling. But other than that, I'm sitting. But she did such a great job, and it was cool to be like to like see how that stuff works.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, behind the scenes television stuff, but also seeing, you know, Simon Cowell there, Sofia Vergara. She was great. She
Beautiful.
Chef's kiss. Terry Crews.
Terry Crews
was
no,
like,
no.
like every time that Terry Crews like would come out when he's filming his promo thing for the next segment, I would be standing up and we're all shouting, but I go, Terry Crews.
Did he ever look up and be like,
No, but that'd be sick. But yeah, if you want to check out Erica Rhodes, she's a great comedian. She performs mainly in LA.
where can they find her if they want to go see it? Can they just go to her social media?
Yeah, go to her Instagram, Erica Rhodes, RHODES.
What did I do? Oh, that's right. I went to Joshua Tree. I went to Joshua Tree / Palm Springs
Oh,
for a nice one-day trip in 100-degree weather.
perfect.
It was great. But it was cool because
What'd you do?
well, it was me, Brendan, and Mikey. Shout out Brendan and Mikey for the invite. So, we went and we went to Palm Springs first. We got breakfast, but it was cool because Brendan took us to this spot that he's been before. It was like the aerial tram where essentially it takes you all the way up. I think it was up to an elevation of like 8,600 feet.
Wait, you mean an incline?
Incline. Well, like,
Is it
yeah.
an aerial tram?
It is an aerial tram. That's what it's called, the aerial tram of Palm Springs. And the tram takes you all the way up to the very top of the mountain
Oh, okay.
at an incline.
In Pennsylvania, we call those incline planes. But
Oh, I looked it up before I did.
aerial tram sounds cooler.
It was.
Sounds very futuristic.
When I went back to work and I was talking to like Andy and them about that, I'm like, oh yeah, I took the ride, and he's like, you mean the tram? It's not a ride. I'm like, to me it was.
Anything's a ride if you commit.
Exactly. But it was
That's
cool.
what she said. Oh, you roll your eyes to that one. Okay.
Hi, Brenny. I have to work with this guy. But it was cool. So we went up, and it rotates slightly on the bottom. It's a big tram, so there, I don't know, I guess you can maybe get like 30-ish or so people on this tram.
Okay.
And it rotates on the bottom because the view is essentially 360, so it like spins slowly as you're going up.
Okay.
But that was cool. We also had took an edible right before, so
Always a good start.
it was a little bit scary as we're going up as well.
I imagine. I mean, is the floor like see-through? Can you like
No,
see-
not
okay,
see-through.
Okay.
But it was cool. It was nice because obviously the temperature drops as you're going up in elevation, so it being like really warm became really cool. And then while you're up there in the mountain, you can they have different trails to hike and whatnot. So we did a little nature hike around there. So it was cool. Saw some lizards. They saw a rattlesnake and they got freaked out.
Oh God.
I was telling them where my dad's mom used to live when we were younger, they would like go after the rattlesnakes and they would cut off the rattles and then they would give them to us so that we can play with them.
Hey, those are always cool. I have messed with those before. They're really fun.
And they're like, what? And I was just like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
come on.
They've never heard of that? That's like a
maybe-
thing.
Oh, maybe just they didn't think that people actually did that.
Oh, they're from Maryland. Okay.
True. I didn't say anything. But that was cool. So we were there for a little bit. We had a beer and just that one beer, and also I guess added elevation. I was just like, it took me out.
Damn. Yeah.
But I
Were you,
will.
like lightheaded or?
I was lightheaded. I was drunk. I was high. I was just a mixture, and then I was just tired. But it was funny because we were sitting there at the bar, and then some girl comes over at the end of the bar and sits there, and she sat down the guy serving the alcohol, whatever, was just like, hey, what can I get you? And she's like, I want the strongest thing here. And I turned to Brendan, I'm like, that's the hottest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
Yes. Oh, that's fantastic.
But yeah, we chilled there for a minute. I think we also had like lunch, and then we took the tram back down, and then we went to Joshua Tree, and we were there for a few hours. It was fucking hot though.
Yeah.
I don't know how we survived. We also kind of drank here and there.
You took a lot of pictures and videos of the stuff too, right?
Yeah, we went back to kind of the old favorites. How was it Hall of Horrors, I think? Brendan loves jumping on all those rocks. We tried a few times, but it's scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, he's injured himself.
Yeah, he said he
jumping
fell
these
like on his
rocks.
back. At one point, me and Mikey were just like walking around this little boulder area to see if we can see where he was at. We lost him, and then he comes down, and we're like, "Are you all right?" He's like, "Yeah, I just fell on my back," and I was just like,
Oh my God.
"Yeah, that's a wrap for me. I can't. My little legs can't jump from rock to rock.
Yeah.
I can't do that."
Well, me, like, if I tried to attempt to jump, just because I don't have a lot of muscle and probably not a lot of bone in there.
Try not to laugh
If I,
right now.
as soon as I jump from one rock to the next, my leg's probably shattering. I'm pretty sure I probably have the most fragile bones.
We're gonna cut to a clip right now of Canaan just jumping vertically. Just jump. Show Baxter how you jump. Go. But we were there a majority of the day, and what's wild is we literally came home. I took my dogs out, and then I met you all. We all met later, like an hour or two later, for Alien Romulus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm surprised you guys even made it because you were out. You left so early in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you spent all day.
I think like I left like at 4 a.m. to meet them, and then we were out there all day, which was cool. I didn't have to drive, so shout out to you guys for driving again. So I definitely napped on the way back, but yeah, I was like dead ass tired by the time I got home, and like I was sitting next to Ari in the theater when we were about to watch Alien, And I was like, please don't fall asleep because I'll never hear the end of this if I fall asleep. And I didn't. And that movie was so good.
Yeah, I had not seen any of the other Alien movies up until that point because you know me, my track record is Dune. What was the other one?
No, his track record is anything Studio Ghibli, Max Keebler's Big Move.
You said Keebler, like the Keebler elf?
Is it not Keebler?
It's Max Keeble.
Oh, Keeble.
Max Keeble's Big Move.
Max Keeble. His Big Move. Muppet Treasure Island. Fail.
Fail.
Right. Yes.
Paul loves that movie. I talked to Paul recently, and we were going back and forth saying quotes, and he
yeah.
watched
Did you tell
it
him
like
how
a week
disappointed
ago.
you were watching it recently?
The reason why, let me clarify something. I know this has been on all of your brains since I said this. The reason why I was so disappointed was because neither you nor Brendan were laughing. So I was embarrassed and I wanted to turn it off. That's why.
Sure.
Because I was like, there's way too much music happening. They're not.
You just didn't seem like you. Yeah, I don't know.
Should we
I was
try
also.
to rewatch it?
No, we're good. One and done. Hit it and quit it.
Heyo, heyo.
Smack it and that's all I got.
Smack it and tap it. I don't know.
No, that wasn't a good one.
Smack it and clap it?
No, clinch and clap.
Got it. But Alien Romulus, back to the original. It was really good. I didn't have any context, but I still it still made sense. It was you didn't have to watch the other ones to.
No, not really.
I mean, there were things that probably did pay off if you had seen the other ones.
Yes.
But for the most part, it was a beautiful story, and the music was phenomenal. It really felt like it was an '80s film. The type of music was great. And then, which it kind of prompted us, I don't know how we actually ended up watching.
I know how we ended up watching.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it was a great movie. Ari was sitting next to me during the movie because I don't want to spoil it for anybody if they haven't watched it yet, but was clapping, was yeah. Ari was so into it.
Yeah.
But to get ready for it, because I was really excited. I grew up on those movies. I wanted to watch them in chronological order before it. So essentially, I did watch the Prometheus, Covenant. Prometheus, Covenant, and then Alien, and then that is the next in the storyline. So I had let Canaan know that I was doing all this work.
Just put it in the work.
Yeah, before watching it, and then I watched all the other ones afterwards. And then one night, also in talking to Robin, another one of our really good friends,
right.
he was like, you don't have to watch those, because he inspired me because he was watching them in order, and I think Andy was watching them to get ready with his boyfriend. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that too. But he basically was like, don't waste your time watching Alien versus Predator. It's not worth it. And I guess it did come up, and we're like, fuck it, we'll just watch it. And we watched it, and we didn't finish it, and it took us a week or 2 weeks to even finish the first one.
Yeah, we had 30 minutes left of it, and it was just oh, this is pretty bad.
Yeah,
it was too predictable for me, and if movies get really predictable, I clock out.
It wasn't that great, but I will say we finished it, and then that night that we finished it, I think we went to we had an In-N-Out. Yeah, my sisters were here. We went to In-N-Out, and we're like, all right, well, we finished it now. Let's watch Alien vs. Predator 2. And that one was good.
That one was great. I don't care what you guys thought of the first. Well, the first one was trash. But the second one, that's where the hits were. I mean
I was jaw drop. I'm
went places.
What?
Man.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, in my brain, I'm oh, this would be crazy if this happens. And then they did it, which kind of happened in the first one as well.
Yeah.
I'm did I write these movies?
But I think a few times you're wait, did I write this movie? It's just everything I'm saying is just coming to screen.
I was it'd be crazy if an Alien, they did it to a kid because they haven't really done it to a child at this point. And then AVP2,
dude,
the not only that,
no
the
person was saved.
First, and
not a
the
baby, not a kid, not an adult.
Not even the babies.
Not
I forgot.
even. Listen, this
whole
isn't a spoiler
subplot
alert. This movie's been out for years. If you haven't seen it, it's your own fault. But it was wild.
The whole subplot was the aliens were infiltrating a hospital because all those pregnant ladies. Dude, trying to... oh my god!
I'm is this really happening right now? It went there.
Yeah, and we actually have a clip from one of the scenes of us reacting. Thanks to producer for filming.
Yes.
Yeah. It is like Batman.
Oh. Damn.
She got fucking wrecked.
Hi, Jesse.
Oh my god. Wow, what a clip.
Dude. Yeah, our faces were just like, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah. And we were reacting the whole time. We actually did a little live stream.
Yeah, we had a few people be like, what are you guys
Crazy.
watching? Yeah. So that one wasn't too bad.
Yeah. And I was kind of disappointed because I wish that the Predator had the lion sounds from the first Alien versus Predator. 'Cause
Oh,
I thought
okay.
it was so much more funny just to have every reaction that a Predator does be a lion roar to some degree. Like,
Yeah. But it poses a question. Actually, I have two questions. Yes.
Okay.
My first question is Team Alien or Team Predator?
I think aliens are more invasive, and I don't like that.
Yeah. You don't like
I
that?
think predators are cooler, in my opinion. Predator is cooler. They have a lot more like stuff that, because it seems that they approach things in fairness. Like it's like,
Yes, I agree.
I'll leave you be if you don't steal my shit. If you don't,
If you don't pose a threat to me,
right,
we're good.
right.
Because we would be crying in a corner and they'd be like, well, I'm not messing with them. I'm going to find somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Where aliens just kind of like, you exist.
If your mouth is open, you're
If
done.
your mouth is open, I'm fucking it. But the, yeah, I think the Predator just has a lot of like cool gadgets. Oh, and here's an example. Like in the second movie, or was it no, it was the first movie. There was that old guy, and he was on the verge of like, you know, he had this.
Oh yeah. He was dying. Yeah.
He was dying, and like the Predator like did a scan of his body and saw that he was dying. The Predator left him, but
Right.
then once the old guy is like, "Don't turn your back on me," and actually tried to attack, the Predator's like, "No, you're dead. I'm
Yeah.
killing you now."
Yeah.
So there is at least some fairness, and they get to go like invisible. Like
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool.
Dude, they have weapons.
They seem like a Rambo type of.
Yeah.
They know their stuff.
Yeah, I guess like the whole thing with the Predator just in general is they come down because they want. I think you had said this too. It's like their whole purpose is like alpha. Like they come down here to basically be like, I can kill anything that I wanted. There is no opponent down here for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty badass. Now, second question is, it would be if we were stuck in outer space
Okay.
with an alien on the loose trying to kill us, how would you want to die? With a xenomorph just basically in your like, right in your skull? Would you want a face hugger to attack you?
Does my death have to be alien based?
Yes.
God damn it. So I
I'm
was
trying to
like,
see-
if I knew a xenomorph was on the ship, I would find an airlock and eject myself immediately.
No, you're stuck. How do you want to go?
How do I want to go? I mean,
You'd want to go fast. Just have the xenomorph get you right in the head. Get your
yeah,
brain.
I guess.
That's it.
Well,
You would
do
want
the
face hunger?
Do the face huggers, do they only go for the face?
This is
You
the
should not
wrong.
be asking.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably want to be a quick death then.
Yeah.
Quick death for me.
Same.
I would not want acid death. 'Cause
Oh,
acid's
yeah.
worse. You feel that shit until.
It burns like all the way through your whole body.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't want that either. Yeah, but if there was weapons on board and I knew I wasn't going to get out, like if I couldn't get into an airlock to get myself somewhere else, I would kill myself first.
Yeah.
I-
Well, that's what I was gonna say, but you
I'm
gave
just-
me you only gave me two options: get
No.
fucked in the face or die instantly. Great.
Well, I'm just saying. Now, I have one more question. Would you rather die in outer space? Would you rather die underneath the ocean?
Outer space.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I would rather be amongst the stars in death than in the unknown.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
just-
actually,
I mean,
There's too many things-
Ask the people
they
who died
say-
in the submarine, like that.
no,
that's
we can't
the way,
ask them. We
Okay,
can't.
okay, but you know what I mean. Like
In the
that sounds like
afterlife.
the
We could.
That's the worst way to go. Is like drowning. I would
Okay, no, but
hate
I'm not
it.
saying drowning. I'm just trying to say about like whatever's under the oceans.
Still.
Yeah, I would
be in
never.
outer space.
And they did say, is it like 10%, 20% is like the amount of like exploration, like the ocean, right? Or like
Yeah.
we only know 10% or 20% of the ocean.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Why would I want to die under?
I wouldn't. Yeah, that's crazy. Just imagine. I don't even want to imagine. I just saw something the other day that I was showing my sister, and it was like these fish that had like long fins, but it looked like they were walking.
Oh.
I would.
Absolutely not.
No. When I went to Thailand and we had to put on like our goggles and they're like, oh look, because the waters are sort of clear and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great, it's pretty, but at the same time I'm like, I don't want to put my head, I don't really want to look, because what if something's just looking at me with like 5 different eyes?
Right.
This isn't Finding Nemo. It's not going to be like that.
This is why I also don't go in the ocean at all, because there's so much like, even just walking sometimes in the sand near the shore, you get like those little crabs that'll pinch at your feet. It's happened
Crabs
to me
are the
before.
other things that you've had. They're different. Just kidding.
The clap.
Love.
Back to the
Back to the clap. Anyway.
Beetle.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of, that's the one that we've been in preparation for. Yeah,
Probably the
for a
longest.
while. Yeah, since we knew that it was gonna be released. So we've been super excited for it.
So we got tickets to see Beetlejuice, and it was, leading up to it, just this excitement's been pulled around, but we ended up watching it, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, no spoilers. So go watch it,
Yeah.
please.
Go watch it. Have
If
a
you
fun time.
Yeah. If you haven't watched the original, you should probably watch the original. I don't think you need to necessarily.
No.
Kind of like I forget what movie we were talking about. Alien. Yeah,
Romulus.
it's good to maybe see it to know some things that happen, but otherwise,
Yeah.
it's great. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, I laughed my ass off. But yeah, so then we also, in preparation for Beetlejuice, we were wanting to get tickets for Beetlejuice, the experience.
Afterlife experience.
Afterlife experience.
At the Ovation
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Isn't it Ovation Hollywood?
Something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's down the street.
We were going to try to do it before
Yeah.
the movie, but then just due to like ticket selling. out
No,
and
due to
everything.
us being idiots and not getting tickets ahead of time, we waited till the day before, and all the tickets were sold out. And literally, all I can find us was like a ticket for the day after at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, and that we did.
Yeah.
And it was so cool because we got the VIP tickets.
We did.
So we had priority like line access
Mm-hmm.
to things. Like if we would have done the experience in the normal line, I think it would have been a little bit more stressful just because of all the, there's a lot of people in line when we got there.
Cut to
But-
the text that Canaan sent when I got the tickets. I was like, oh, VIP. VIP? I don't need VIP. I should have put his bitch ass back in general admission line.
VIP. First thing we did was we got in line, and then we got some pictures like in the attic area, which is pretty cool. And then we knocked on the door 3 times, and the door did not open.
Well, I did, and I
It
guess I
kinda
should
did.
have. I grabbed it. I didn't know if it was going to open fully or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, even before that, the gentleman that was essentially letting us come into the experience area, he was very nice because
Yeah.
you were just going to record, and I was like, well, I just don't want it to be a me. Like, we should be able to do this together. He's like, I got you, and he basically took our video, and he was taking like pictures and videos of everything so that we got it all in the shot, which is
Yeah.
really cool. That was very nice of him. And essentially, when we knocked and he said go through the door, he's like, oh, don't forget to look back at me like with the camera.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. All right, let's make this stylistic. I love it. Yeah. And so we went through. There's this creepy hallway, and
Yeah.
then my first thought, which I said out loud, was, "Oh, I hope this isn't like a haunted house thing."
And then I got scared.
Then Anna's like, "Oh, don't you dare!"
Because then I was worried something was going to pop out, and I was like, oh, God, I'm going to scream.
Then
but
we
it
got into the kind of area where you're kind of waiting. We have our
Oh, that's
our
right.
little books.
We had to get our passports because
Our death passports.
we were recently deceased, and we'll tell you the story of how we became dead. So we died in a skydiving accident because Canaan was persistent that we do it, and our parachutes didn't open, and my face split the floor. Hence.
And then me, I died of a heart attack midair. So Yeah, so my eyes, as you can see, yeah. Yeah, so, we got our booklets. We're filling out, when we were alive, what day we died. And then from there, we walked to the kind of, the booth where they stamp your passports.
Immigration area.
The immigration area where it's like, all right, you're dead, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So then after that, we go in, and this is like a huge full-fledged thing, which is remarkable. But you walk in and there's all these different things that you can do. There's a bar, there's food, which I was grateful for because I hadn't eaten, and there's also a place where they could read. What was it what was the official name of it?
Oh, like the horror. It was a horoscope something.
Yeah, horoscope type of thing.
Yeah. They had a place where we essentially could make ourselves act the part of being dead. So they had stuff for the hair, stuff for the face.
Yeah, they had sponges so you can. And then you went for.
Well, I went for. How I died or said I died. I needed to make it look as realistic as I could. So the only thing I could think of was getting the person that would make it look as realistic as it can.
Me.
I gave him the marker, or I guess the stick of whatever we use. And I was like, I need you to make my face look like it's cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you went for the zipper look, technically, right? Or the staple look.
The staple look. So essentially, you'll see in the photo or video, it was a line down my face.
Started out pretty good,
Yeah.
Then when the red started coming out.
And then we got the white for the staples, and then Canaan wanted to add a little bit of blood on the face. Yeah.
It ended up being fine.
It was fine. Who cares?
Yeah, we walked around. There was Samantha, the sandworm.
Sandworm and her 3 babies.
Yeah.
Which came around to say hi to us later.
Yeah, exactly. And then
the Soul Train was there.
The Soul Train.
The recently deceased section was there. Yeah, so it was cool. We basically went to every area we could. We had a nice little lunch there.
Yeah.
We got to see Bob, because Bob's our favorite.
Yeah, we saw Bob and what was the other one? Dan?
Jeff.
Dave? Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. That's how he sounded.
Jeff was there. We met our friend Narvin.
Narvin, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Killed by a box jellyfish.
Yeah. Only the reported deaths of those, right, are almost one a year.
One a year.
Yeah.
Almost one a year.
Yeah. He was cool. He was talking for us for a minute. I think, was it Duke?
But the person who did the horoscopes thing, kind of sat around at this table, and she walked around and was kind of reading your vibe almost. It seemed, but it wasn't even a joke. It just was a legit. It felt like a legit reading. Just you seem like this. She came to us and she said we were troublemakers, which is very true, very on brand for us. But what advice did she give you?
She didn't give me any advice. Did
What?
she give me advice? She basically just said, "You're a go-getter. Keep going, getting."
Yeah. It's when you're dedicated to something.
Oh yeah,
then-
I guess, which
then
is
you
kind
go
of
do
true,
it.
right? That's
Yeah.
why I've almost lost my toe. Nail.
No.
If I lose my toe, well,
Big deal.
Yeah,
BFD.
it's the middle one, so it's okay. I heard you need at least your big toe. But anyways, and what did she tell you?
I don't know.
She said what did she say? You got to
said
believe in
something like
yourself. Almost, don't you, right?
Yeah, she's she called me didn't she say I was a jokester or something? She said,
Yeah, a
something like
jokester.
that, like a jokester.
You're a clincher, not a clapper.
God. No, she did not say that. No. No, she did say something
trust yourself.
Yeah, trust
right?
yourself. You don't always have to look to other people to for life's problems. You gotta just yourself, believe in yourself more type of thing.
Yeah.
Trust your gut. Type of
And then Kaden started crying, and I was like, "It's gonna be
It was a
okay."
mess. It was a mess.
We're just in Beetlejuice.
We're just in a Beetlejuice experience at the Ovation Hollywood.
No, and the cheese. We did that. We got our drink. Okay, first of all, let me talk about this drink real quick. Okay, this isn't the drink, but this is the cup, the specialty
Please do.
cup.
Yeah.
So my thing is, every time we go to a big movie that's coming, they usually have a specialty drink. So Deadpool, Wolverine, they had a cool drink which we all got.
Yeah.
Alien, they had a cool drink, which I got.
It was like a themed alcoholic drink.
So I was really excited for the Beetlejuice drink because I'm like, I can't imagine what it is. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
So they had one drink. I'll put a picture of what it's supposed to look like up. It was like what? Blue, what's it called?
Blue carousel?
Yeah,
Whatever.
I don't know. With like the worms on top or whatever.
Gummy worms, sour
This
gummy worms.
drink, which was maybe, I'd say it was about 16 ounces.
It was not
It was
a lot.
$30 fucking dollars. And
30 doubloons.
$30. Usually Ari Jay's mean I'll always ask if he can come pick me up because it's usually on the way so we can drive together and talk. And usually for the most part, because the drinks are relative, I shouldn't say cheap, but they're what a drink would cost, 16 to 18 bucks.
Right. Tops.
And I'm usually like, okay, well, all right, I'll get you a drink because thanks for picking me up or whatever. And when they were like $30, this is gonna be 67 each. I was like, do I really want this drink?
Oh my, yeah.
And Ari was kind enough to be like, it's okay, I'll get my own. I'm like, fuck, thank God.
I turned around to you at one point and you're like, $30.
That was insane. I mean, granted, the drink was delicious. It was good.
But even the glass looked.
I didn't get a specialty cup, nothing. So whatever. I drank it. We watched the movie. Then I went to this place and I saw that people were walking around with these like drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's not really a specialty cup, but I mean, kind of.
Well, it's just cool. It's a cool
Yeah.
design.
Yeah.
It's a cracking
And
cup with like a octopus tentacles wrapped around the whole thing.
but they had different drinks that you can get that all centered around the movie, which was cool. So
Yeah.
we got a drink, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to pay the same amount. I paid $16 for this. I was so upset.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so literally while I was drinking it, I was upset. I was like, I can't believe I spent $30 yesterday on something that I didn't even get a specialty cup. And this is $16. Every drink there was $16.
Yeah.
And this was a drink, and you got the cup. Why wouldn't I spend?
Yeah. And I got a Mai Tai, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
What
I
did
got
you
the
get?
elixir something.
It was some sort of themed Mai
I was
Tai
supposed to
thing.
get the Mai Tai. He was going to get the elixir, but then he's like, ew.
Coconut juice or
ew,
coconut
brother,
whatever.
ew, I don't like
brother,
this.
ew.
I'm like, if you want, I'll get the other one. It's fine. He's like, okay.
And I did try it. It was good. Yeah.
We had a really good time. We did everything there. They sang a few songs.
Yeah, they did Deo.
Yep.
And they did.
Oh, they did the...
Oh,
line
the
up-
conga line.
The conga line, yeah.
Yeah. And we missed the conga line because we
Yeah.
were trying to figure out how to take our pictures. For
Oh, the passport photo,
passports.
yeah. Because you were upset because it wasn't a real passport photo, and then I was like, "Well, you already paid for it. You have to like do something now."
Yeah, it was $5.
But yeah, afterwards we went to the gift shop, and I was able to get a shirt for me, my sister, and my mom. That's great. But it was really cool. Well, afterwards we left, and we still had our faces all painted up. Yeah. So one, it's hot outside. We are in a heat wave here. I shouldn't complain because I grew up in Arizona, but it's like 104, 105.
Your body gets acclimated to
Yeah.
different environments, you know.
So it was hot, and we were gonna potentially walk to like Funko, but it was like a mile, and I was already sweating.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went home and I left it on because I wanted my sister to see how I looked potentially when she got home. So I left it on as long as I could until eventually I just had to take it off. But I have to walk my dogs. So I walked them a few times and I forgot, I would forget that I had. And I'm like, why is everybody looking at me so weird? Just because I have all this shit all over my face. And then I finally went because it was now evening. And I was like, all right, let me wipe my face down before I go to bed. The red that Canaan had put on my face, I don't know what happened. Everything else came off, but then it was like red marks all just down my face. And I had sent you a video, and you were like, it looks like you got run over by a tire.
Like a bike tire, you know, just whoop. Yeah, it was wild. And I kept mine on all day, basically, until the evening. I mean, because it wasn't like too much, you know. I went to Target before going home. I didn't end up buying anything just because I don't have a lot of money, but it was fun to, just living my life. Nobody.
No one bothered the underwear thief in Target. All right, side story real quick. So there's a...
There we go.
I guess at Target, depending on what area of town you live in, they lock up certain things. So the Target where I live next to, they have the Legos all locked up. So, which was never like that before. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I guess there's somebody that's stealing Legos because they obviously have to lock it up. This is like a hot item. And Canaan's like, oh, that's weird. Right next to my Target, they lock up the underwear. So the running joke is like, well, Canaan, stop stealing the underwear.
Stop doing underwear.
If he would clench more, then he wouldn't be running out of his Fruit of the Looms. I remember I had said something like the underwear. I'm like, oh, you must get Hanes or something. And you were so upset. You're like, how dare you say I would?
How dare you? I mean, if I had to, Hanes would be a more would be a choice that I would pick at like a Target or something.
Gotcha.
But I go through MeUndies, which is
Gotcha.
a great thing there.
The hot item there is the banana hammocks that they sell for the underwear, so that's why.
Oh, and our only ad today is hot dogs, and brought to you exclusively by Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Okay. All right.
Beetlejuice is a hot dog sandwich.
No! Are you a normal person? A hot dog is not a sandwich. It's a hot dog. I mean, it's actually insane. A sandwich is a sandwich. So you get from a deli. Can't get a hot dog at a deli. No. If you think a sandwich is a hot dog and a hot dog is a sandwich, you deserve to be down here with the rest of us in hell or the afterlife or wherever it is where we are right now. But a hot dog, not a sandwich. Stop being morons!
Thank you so much. We got the answer.
And we're back.
Well, Brendan, I don't know what we can say.
I mean, I feel like this is the most official answer. Who's more qualified to talk about what is the quality of meat than a dead person?
Exactly.
Who has all the knowledge of all the universe and
Been around for hundreds and hundreds of years.
yeah.
They're more knowledgeable than us, so. I do have a question for you. Maybe you know the answer. Yeah. Okay. Why in the movie it says Beetlejuice that way, like, you know, the BETEG, da 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 da,
Yeah.
but in the title of the movie it's named the other way. Do you know?
Well, what was the reason?
No, I just learned this because I was watching something. I guess when they first were talking to the executives for it to come out, it was the other way. It was the Beetlejuice that you see in the movie, but they were afraid that when they started to put it out for advertising, people wouldn't know how to say the name, and they would say like Beetlegeist or something like that. They thought it would be too confusing. So that's why they titled it Beetlejuice, so that people knew how to say it right. But in the movie, it's the other way because that's how it was originally going to be spelled.
Interesting.
I know things.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but it makes sense because I guess when you look at it, I could say Beetlegeist.
Yeah.
Or
And the thing is, even in the first movie, he uses juice as the way to
right, the orange juice, yeah.
But if they haven't seen the movie, then they wouldn't know how to pronounce it. So
correct.
Beetlejuice.
Remember, that'd be crazy if it was Beetlegeist.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't have a nice ring to it.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for listening in to episode 1 of season 2 of the Sippin' Truth.
Yeah, a lot of other cool things coming
This month.
this month, next month.
All right, everybody. Well, have a great whatever time of day you're watching this.
Yes.
Farewell.
Live, laugh,
Love.